My dad abandons his mistress, so I gave her something she'll never forget.
Gonorrhea?
That is a burn you don't recover from.
Or
oh, maybe you do. You know, with the right
I guess you
meds,
technically can.
You technically can recover from it. I, 25 female, was an only child until all of this went down. My mom, 45 female, and my dad, 65 male. Damn, 20-year age difference. Sheesh. Yeah, when they got together, my mom was 19 and my dad was almost 40. My whole life, I thought their age gap was weird. However, my parents, for the most part, appeared to be happy and in love. They adore me, so I guess I never really saw the problem until I put all the pieces together.
Oh, don't put the pieces together, OP. Don't do it.
Just stay blind.
Yeah, that's insane.
My mom and dad are both professors. My dad has always been that professor to go the extra mile and to help students. I'm sure he did.
I know I'm failing my class. Is there any way I could get
extra credit? Oh, you know, maybe we could do some late night tutoring. Come up to my office after hours.
You know, I got a broken washing machine I could use your help fixing.
Yeah. Climb in there, see if you get stuck. My dad always has been this professor to go the extra mile and help students. I noticed in my late teen years, he'd tutor students at our house. Come on.
It just writes itself.
Tutor students at his house.
College professor, right?
College professor.
Okay, very good. Very important distinction.
A couple of times he did it when my mom wasn't home and the students were usually female.
Oh.
When this would happen, I'd tell my mom and she would shut it down. She wasn't defensive, more dismissive. I moved out when I was 18, so I didn't see anything else. My dad retired pretty abruptly at the start of last year. He never gave a hint that he'd do this. He loves his job. I have now found out my dad got a 20-year-old student pregnant. We'll call her Bia, 22 female. And Bia threatened to report him if he didn't help her out with the child, and he retired and ghosted her.
Oh,
he's like, bitch, you can't report me. I'm going to no man's land. I'm going off the grid.
Report me to who? The trees?
Yeah, to the trees, bro.
Dude, what? And how old is he? He's 65 at this point.
65, bro. I'm like, is this guy like Indiana Jones looking? Like, dude, you know, like,
he has to be.
He's gotta be.
I would say God bless him, but don't.
Yeah, God don't bless this man.
Don't bless this guy.
Strike him down.
Seriously.
Bia got in contact with me and explained everything. That my dad manipulated her. Okay. Maybe not. Said my mom was evil and that he'd leave my mom for her. Okay, so basically he was like,
selling her the world.
Selling her the world and giving her pennies.
Yep.
She admits to being stupid and in love. In love with a 65-year-old, bro?
He's just gotta like that, bro.
They had a relationship for about a month. Then he started ignoring her. Savage. She sent me a photo of my half-sister and she looked exactly like me. She's almost 2. Bia asked me to meet her and her daughter. And I said, I'd think about it. I decided to let my mom know beforehand. And to my disgust, she already knew. Bia has been contacting my mother this whole time and my mother ignored her. Bia and her daughter live in their car and all she wanted was a little support so they weren't homeless. I was disgusted with my mother and father. My dad ended up coming into my room in the middle of the night and had a conversation with me and told me Bia was just asleep and the kid wasn't his.
Oh my God.
He also admitted to cheating and said my mom had forgiven him. My mom laughed and said Bia was beneath them. And if she wants help, she can get on assistance. I was so angry, I yelled at them. My dad asked how he could make it better. And I said, DNA test.
Let's go.
It's been a few weeks and my dad is the father. Like, it's weird that like the mother is the same age as is younger, 22. I have met my little sister and Bia and I love them both so much already. Bia and her daughter have moved in with me and I'm helping Bia get a lawyer so she can go after my dad for child support. I've also found out my dad has had affairs with dozens of women ages 18 to 20. My dad's a creep and I can't even look at him.
Wow.
That's couldn't you even go after that post him not being at college? Like, isn't it some kind of Title IX violation for a professor to hook up with their students, even if it's like consensual?
Riley.
To answer the question, in most countries, there is no law against consensual relationship, at least between adults. So yes, it's allowed.
Consenting adults, even if they're doing up things,
even if they're 65 and 20 years old, like
it's still up of him.
Yeah.
It's like they're consenting adults.
It's legal. It's insane.
My mom found out about Bia and my sister living with me, and she won't stop calling and texting me. She keeps calling me a traitor and saying if I don't make this right, she'll disown me. I love my mom, I do, but I told her she has no right judging me when she knew all of this and did nothing to help and didn't hold my dad accountable. My dad sent me a text saying my mom won't leave the house, and she has been crying because she just wants me to let this go. I ignored him. I don't know why I'm choosing this hill to die on, but it just feels like the right thing to do, which I think it is.
Opie's doing a lot.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to Opie.
However, I'm having second thoughts about everyone being so upset. And even Bia says I don't have to do this because she can see how stressed I am. So I guess I just need to know for sure, am I wrong? And there are some relevant comments and an update. But is OP wrong for, basically going after her dad, lawyering up with Bia and trying to get some child support for her sister?
There's everything right with it, but I do think there is a fair point to be brought up, which is like OP is bringing them into her home. I think, she can sit down and ask herself like, okay, is maybe like having Bia live with me and the kid, and is that too much? Do you need some space? Like just having a sit down with yourself, and I think asking yourself like,
I think really like already OP has done so much.
Yes.
And it's up to her how much further she wants to take it.
Yes.
It's up to her.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
It sounds like Bia's down, but Bia's like, hey, like, you don't have to do this.
Yeah.
But I think OP, you're doing the right thing.
Oh,
it's just
1,000,000%.
How far do you want to go?
Yeah.
You've already done the right thing, but like, don't take on more than you can mentally handle too.
Totally.
So some relevant comments. Okay, abbreviations 4510 says, Bia was young and taken advantage of, but she's not totally innocent. She was an adult and was well aware that your dad was married. She made a choice to be with him. What your mother chooses to forgive within her own marriage is her own business. The only way she would be culpable if she knew he was involved with underage girls. You can wish she demanded better for herself, but ultimately she has to be the one to make that decision. And then OP responded, but it's not just her marriage, it's our family. And they both screwed that up. And you're right, she has to make a decision, and she has chosen to stand by a predator and demand more of me than she does of him. I will never respect her for that. I think really like the only person that deserves something is Bia. Like OP can't demand anything of the mother. That's up to her. But OP, I think, can demand that her father pays child support, because that is something that the father is legally supposed to do. Yeah. And then Ruth Barb, another commenter, says, the only thing worse than your creepy father is your mother. I guess she's still trying to tell herself that she is special. You may have more siblings out there. And then OP says, nah, my dad's worse. My mom was groomed. Doesn't excuse her actions, but she can't see the light right now.
It's crazy.
And then here's the update, October 27th. Firstly, I want to thank you all for your sweet and encouraging comments. It hasn't been long, but there is a small update. I've agreed to meet with my mom. We spoke a bit and she told me she loves me. She apologized to me and said she will answer anything I have to ask.
Wow.
She said there's no excuse for her actions, but that she couldn't tell me everything right now, and we set a date to meet.
Okay.
The way she was acting on the phone was concerning. I do believe my dad might have been trying to listen in the background, but also she wants to apologize to Bia and her daughter. I'm leaving that up to Bia. I told her I want complete honesty, and if I feel like she's being disingenuous, I'm going no contact. That meeting will happen this weekend, and I will update you guys as soon as I can. I have no interest in being in contact with my dad. I also just wanted to clear some things up because it keeps being brought up with other comments. 1, my mother was never a student of my dad's. She lived in a different state when they met, and she never attended the place he taught at. 2, anytime I saw a woman in our house, my mother was not there. She was either at work or traveling for work. 3, my mother got pregnant with me after she was already married to my dad. He did not marry her because she was pregnant, but I do believe he has always been this way, and she chose to stay with him because of me. My mother's side of the family is pretty conservative, so I imagine a divorce would not have went over well. I'm going to ask her about that directly to be sure. And 4, my dad has never been married before my mother. The good news is B starts her new job on Monday, and she's super excited. I've been spending a lot of time with her and my sister, and I feel so honored to be part of their lives. B says she's going to move out of my place as soon as she can, not because of anything bad, but she feels I need my space back. I told her she's welcome anytime, and we are actually scouting places within walking distance of my place so I can help with my sister. Once again, thank you guys so much for the support. This whole situation has been so stressful and overwhelming. Reading all the encouraging comments have really helped. And there is no update.
There's no update.
There's no update.
That's the end of the story.
That's the end of the story.
Plot twist.
So
you
we
got
don't
me.
know what the mother and daughter were talking about.
Oh, dang.
So we're kind of left on a cliffhanger, and like I want to know, like, what do you guys think the mother and daughter talked about? What could possibly have been said that she couldn't say over the phone?
I mean, honestly, my best guess is that maybe the mother finally, after all these years, dozens or over a dozen of these like situations with the father hooking up with all these girls.
She's known about infidelity for years.
Maybe she's finally come to her senses
and it's like no more.
And is like no more. Like I could see like, what if it's a case where she's kind of like, she was like 19 and I'm sure the dad probably has his ways of like, making the girls feel all special and all this, like, oh, you're this young hot thing or whatever. Maybe she just wanted to keep having that feeling, especially as she got older.
Let us know what you think happened in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. But you know what I want to hear?
What do you want to hear, Sam?
I want to hear your next story.
Let's do it. I abandoned my family's baby shower because I can't have a baby.
Yeah, I don't want to be around. All right, let me tell you this.
Throw me down.
Okay. If I'm an alcoholic, I don't want to go to a party where everyone's drinking.
That is a pretty strong analogy. I think you might have just made OP's whole... I don't even know if we need to read the story anymore.
Yep, done. Case closed. We're done. All right, we're packing up later. Nice to see you. Put your answers in the comments about if we might.
There's only one reason why we should read this story, Sam, is because it comes from the OK mother freaking gang.
Woo! We love that.
We love that so much.
If every time we read a story, it feels like we're having a little menage with our favorite people.
This one comes from Mama22 on r/OKOPshow. So if you want us to read your story like this, go to r/OKOPshow, type your story, send it in there.
We'd love to hear from you.
Please.
We always look for more partners in our three-way conversations.
All 1,700 of you. Love your show, and I watch all the time. I actually created a Reddit account specifically to post this story to your board.
Whoa!
Mama 22.
Let's go.
Putting a smile on your boys' faces today.
We love hearing that.
We really truly do. So
it literally warms my tiny little heart.
It really does. He's about to Grinch over here.
My heart grew 3 sizes.
He's straight Grinching right now.
Straight Grinching.
Merry Christmas.
That straight Grinching, growing 3 sizes just for you, baby.
Oh God. This happened a number of years ago, but I was just called out on it last year during my pregnancy. So just wanting to see what others think. For context, I am 29 female, my husband is 30 male, and Kay is 29 female. My husband and I were trying to have a baby for over 8 years with no success.
Damn.
And had to finally go through IVF to get our little girl.
Let's go.
Hey, Mama 22. Congratulations.
Sometimes you just need a little help.
That's right. Just a little booster, a little booster pack.
Little booster pack.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Take that silky sweetness and put it in a tube, and then put that tube in your egg.
Let her rip, baby.
Let it rip.
Taking off like Elon's rockets.
Elon sperm. That is a shit coin.
She is our pride and joy and was definitely worth the wait and the money to get here.
Yeah, it's expensive. IVF is like no joke.
Ain't cheap. For context, let's just say this family has never really invited us to anything and definitely always outcasted my mother and I since my mother married into it.
Okay, so to be clear, the mother married, I guess, OP's now stepdad, and the stepdad's family has never accepted the mother or OP.
I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It got worse over the years, and by the time this event rolled around, they never invited us to holidays, talked to us much, or anything other than events where we would bring a gift like birthdays and baby showers.
How does your stepdad feel about that? Like, is he on board?
That's the question.
Like, yo, how about you invite the family that actually means something to me? If I'm married to this person, and like this person being your mom, and then if your mom has a good relationship with you, like,
but she's not family.
Enough? Yeah, she's not family. It's true. She's not blood.
She's not blood.
She ain't blood.
I need to marry you and be related to you for me to bring you into the family.
Maybe it's like a situation where it's like this stepdad has been married a ton. It's like, all right, we don't need to get to know your wife of the month.
Don't need all these strings attached with this one today, Greg.
Because then we're going to have to Photoshop all the photos, the whole thing.
So annoying. They hardly ever came to my birthdays as a kid, and this specific family member, let's call her Kay, was to be in my wedding, but kept making excuses for not being able to make it to fittings and events until I had to tell her that she couldn't be in it. She would always say she was super busy with work, but she worked. in fast food.
Bro, have you seen an In-N-Out?
Bro, they are busy.
Bro, they are busy,
They're
bro. I don't know.
busy.
Like, fast food work is hard,
And
bro.
in fairness, it's like it's not like you can just like take a bunch of time off.
Yeah.
This isn't Google. You know what
bro.
I mean? Like,
yeah. If you're a programmer working at Google, you are working less hours than a fast food worker for sure.
absolutely. So, oh God. Anyways, on to the story. My husband and I were trying for more than 5 years for the baby at this point with no success. At first, we kept it from family, but finally, a little before this, we made it public to try to stop the "when are you going to have a baby?" comments from constantly coming up. Although we did still keep the times that we were going through IUI, a fertility treatment, a secret to try and not get too much stress on us. Now, Kay, the family member, on the other hand, she was one of those who's barely started dating a guy and whoops, got pregnant type of person.
Those people.
Literally, apparently.
Yeah.
How many people? How many babies? Like, does this happen? They're like that type of person.
Well, I mean, we've read those stories where it's like I had a one night stand, and then boop.
But it's like, is she that type? When someone says that,
That type of person?
like that's Greg.
Fertile. That's what she's talking about.
Apparently.
Like, very fertile person.
Fertile grounds. When she announced her pregnancy on Facebook, I congratulated her and figured that that was it since we barely saw them. Well, when it came time for her gender reveal, I couldn't make it in person due to be busy, but my parents went and told her that we're sorry and we couldn't make it. I had all good intentions of going to her baby shower, but I had to back out last minute due to an unforeseen issue popping up with my husband's uncle's health and my own mental health as well. The week before the baby shower, we found out after another IUI, fertility treatment, had failed, and we were yet again not pregnant. But this time it hit different.
Dang.
We had tried donor sperm due to my husband's counts being so low, and the doctor was so sure that this one would work. Oh man, especially after it's a whole nother dude.
Whole
specimen.
sperm.
We were so heartbroken, and I knew it would be so mentally draining to plaster a fake smile on during the whole event and risk breaking out in tears. And like I said, my husband's uncle was having health problems at the time, and we ended up being with him. So after grieving the failed IUI, we still went and baby shopped for them, wrapped the present up, and sent it with my mother to the baby shower. I say grieving because you prepare for it to work and you make plans for it to work, and you already fall in love with the idea of a little baby, and then when it doesn't work, you go through the grieving process every month and then try again.
Oh, that must be so emotionally exhausting.
So hard. Well, the day of the baby shower, my parents went and took our gift with them. They gave it to Kay and told her sorry that we couldn't make it and that something had come up. Then during the event, my mother happened to tell them that baby showers can be hard for me due to my infertility. Ooh.
Which is like, I don't know if you say that.
I feel like it's general
Bad form.
bad form to
It's like introducing someone and be like, I heard your relationship status is pretty complicated.
yeah, exactly.
Which someone
right.
once did to me.
No one, not even my mother, knew that we had just had another failed IUI, but that probably wouldn't have changed anything. When Kay had her baby, we couldn't make it to the hospital to see the baby and never even got to meet them until we were invited to their first birthday, another event for us to bring a present to.
Oh, so they're only
All
the events are like money.
Yeah, OP mentioned at the top, like all the events that they were invited to, like the whole history of them was ones that you bring a present to, like baby showers and
Damn,
birthdays.
dude. Yeah, their company not valuable.
Yeah, but your money
will take.
Fast forward to last year, and we had switched to IVF to try and have a baby, which is extremely expensive. So my mother was trying to help us by running a fundraiser for us. When this family was asked if they wanted to buy anything from the fundraiser, they all said no and acted quite nasty about it, saying the kids were running fundraisers for T-ball, and that was more important.
What does that even mean?
Like their kids were running a fundraiser for their T-ball teams.
And that's more important than a fundraiser for the baby?
Yes.
Little yikes.
Right?
Little yikes. If you want to know how you stand in terms of how you stack up in the family importance scale.
Yeah.
If they're saying T-ball is more important than your children, they're like, we really would rather see toddlers swing at things on a stick than see another one of your genes be spread through this world.
We need another plastic bat. Do you really need one child? We already have all our children, so we're good.
Yeah. And also, like, there's a reason that you're not invited to all of these things because we don't like you, and we don't want any more of you.
Yeah, come on, stop.
Come on,
shut
stop.
it down.
I want to watch some T-ball
Jeez.
and watch the world burn. I'm sorry, OP. These people sound terrible.
Yes, very much so. Well, then we were able to do IVF and it miraculously worked.
Thank the Lord.
Thank God. We almost weren't able to tell this family in person because no one invited us to this holiday.
OP.
No presents.
No presents.
No way to get their money. We asked and asked, knowing we wanted to announce this, but no one told us that they were having anything until my uncle invited us, not knowing that we weren't supposed to be there. Well, at that time, Kay was also pregnant again, as she does. That's what Kay does.
Kay, the fertile ground.
Kay does it.
Yeah, that's just Kay's thing.
That's what she does. She
just gets knocked up all the time.
Slides it in, pops one out. That's
Bam.
how we operate.
It's just like you squirt something on our belly button, bam, pregnant.
Baby. I was excited our babies would be near the same age. Well, Kay invited us to the baby shower they had for this baby, and my mother and I showed up. Like I said, they never really see us, so they didn't realize my bump had started to show. I walked around Kay's baby shower, getting dirty looks from them the whole time, not knowing why. Then another family member, let's call her T, asked to see my ultrasound pictures, so I showed them to her. Then she starts showing them to everyone else, and I kept asking for them back, but I didn't get them back for a while. That's crazy.
Which is weird, but maybe all the people are mad because it's like, oh, like you're taking away from light
Kay's baby
shining
shower.
on Kay's baby shower.
Yeah, which is, I guess, they're like, let me take this so you can't show anybody else.
Yeah.
We had our own gender reveal, and most of the family didn't show up after repeatedly asking when and where it was, but we still had a great time. We're OP, just a freaking pariah in the family for no reason. Then Kay got married and told us it was a small ceremony with only a few people. We weren't invited or told where it was. We only, again. Hey, that's one where they could bring the gifts, but they're like, we hate you so much that we can't even bear you to be here. God. We only saw the pictures on Facebook and found out it was only us that was not invited from the direct family. Only ones in the direct family.
What did you do? What happened?
I don't know. Something's gone wrong.
I feel like there's information we're missing here.
Maybe. And we know OP, so we could get the full scoop. Later, T, who literally was having a manic mental breakdown, apparently went and spread all sorts of rumors through the family about everyone over the course of about a year. When she told me things that so-and-so said, I just said, oh yeah, wow. Okay, and just moved on with my adult life. My family, on the other hand, took everything this woman said as gospel truth and told my mother and I that we were kicked out of the family for something we never said. Kay then messaged me and said that they wouldn't be at my baby shower because of the things I supposedly said, which I explained I didn't say and that we needed to get T help, but no one in the family believes in getting help. So I guess they're not proponents of therapy and mental health, it sounds like. Kay also told me that it really hurt her that I didn't go to her baby shower all those years ago and that it wasn't her fault that I couldn't get pregnant and she could.
Ooh, that's not something you say. That's not something you say. That's pretty rude.
That's like the all lives matter of pregnancy and fertility.
Yeah.
Come on, Kay. I was also told that it was extremely rude of me for attending to second baby shower while I was pregnant and showing, and that I just did it for the attention to be on me. What are you going to not do? Not show up?
But also, why bring your ultrasound pictures?
So OP, there was the holiday party before that OP had planned on announcing it at, but then she found out that she wasn't invited. So
she brought it to the baby shower?
That one's a little, like, maybe that's a great question for the audience. So she had planned on announcing it at a non-baby shower event, but this was the next closest event after that.
OP, we love you because you're part of the OK fam.
Gang.
But we have seen some posts in the past where it's like, it's kind of bad form to announce that you're pregnant at someone else's baby shower.
Yeah.
And bad form to, like in the same vein, like bad form to propose at someone else's wedding.
Yeah.
And I think the sharing your, even though you didn't go and like show everyone, like the fact that you brought them, I think is maybe a little bit of a social faux pas.
Yeah. Yeah. But what do you all think in the comments?
Yeah, I mean,
let us know. I'm very curious.
I don't think it's a major one, but based on some stories we've read in the past, like it seems like people do not like when other people announce their pregnancies at other people's
the baby shower.
At the baby shower.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments what you think. I was so confused as I thought when you're invited to something, it's okay to attend and it shouldn't have mattered that my bump was showing. I didn't wear anything to draw attention. I even wore a light pink dress that was more casual and not tight on my bump.
Yeah. It's like she like wears a skin tight bodysuit with like a hole right around the baby bump.
Baby in here.
Yeah.
Point,
Just
point,
like
point.
it has like marker right here, baby.
Yeah. Hey everyone, did you know that I'm having a baby? Anyway, none of that family has talked to us since or met my baby. My daughter was born a month early and it was so scary at the time. I was rushed to another hospital with better equipment in case I needed a natal intensive care unit, which is something they have to give babies that are prematurely born. And her heart rate kept dropping so low that it was a long, scary day. Oh, I am so sorry, OP. Due to COVID protocol still being in place, only my husband, my mother, and his mother could be at the hospital. So my mother and husband were posting about it on Facebook to let people know. My husband had friends that he hadn't spoken to in years, extended family we don't talk to much, and even his boss reaching out to let him know that they were thinking of him and asking how me and the baby were doing after her birth. She was born healthy, but due to some complications, I was kept 2 days and my daughter was kept for an extra day, but they luckily let us board there due to breastfeeding. During the whole thing, not one of the family asked if I was okay or about my daughter. They don't talk to us, but are too nosy to delete us on Facebook, so they saw all of the posts. I would have thought they could not be so childish and at least ask how my daughter was. So, am I the a-hole for not going to her birthday shower all those years ago, or for going to this last one, but being pregnant?
I don't think you're the a-hole for not going to the birthday shower because you just got some really difficult news. And I think that's okay.
Yeah. I
do think you're a little bit of the a-hole for bringing your ultrasound photos to someone else's baby shower.
Do you carry ultrasound photos like kind of like you have a kid of your kid in a picture of your wallet?
Yeah, maybe you do.
I'm kind of picking up. We don't know
and
exactly.
Maybe OP just kind of like casually showed it, and then that's what it sounds like. Snatched.
That's what I'm saying.
And then it was spread through. So like it doesn't sound like OP wasn't planning to announce it.
No, but maybe it just like
or
came
no, she
up.
was. She was planning to announce it at the baby shower.
Yes,
I think social faux pas.
Yeah. Sorry for the long post, but thanks for reading. Of course, we got you, Mama22. Just was hoping to try and get some help on this as I don't see what I really did wrong. People have lives that can't attend every event. I didn't make a fuss about them not coming to my gender reveal. I just added it to the story for context. We mainly did it because we had family that made it in from another state to watch, and some of my family don't use social media or just try to do it virtually. So we invited direct family and then posted on social media for the rest that couldn't make it. I never said a word to any of them about them not coming to mine. I just figured that something had come up. The big question is, which we've basically already talked about.
So is OP the a-hole for not going to the baby shower after she found out that the IVF treatment failed? And then is she the a-hole for going to the baby shower later, pregnant, with the photos from her ultrasound?
Yeah. So
I want to know, put your answers in the comments right now. Do it.
Yeah. But what do we think, Sam?
I mean, I stand by what I said before. I think not the a-hole for not going to the other kind of like baby shower thing because you're hurting. And I totally understand the whole idea of like going through the loss of realizing you're not going to have the kid. But for the baby shower stuff, bring your ultrasound, like and going to announce your own pregnancy at someone else's baby shower, poor form.
Maybe I'd be very curious, Mama22, if you're watching this. Make another post on r/OKOP show and maybe give us some context on kind of how it went down at the shower. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. And please, in the comments, let us know what you think. Put your answers below and we'll see you very soon.
Peace.